Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle McGraw from Made by Michelle McGraw, and I am here today, December 26th, to do Flosstube number 15. So I did have 4 videos on my whip and kit parade, and so those are previous videos. If you haven't seen them, you can check them out. They are either whips or things that I have kitted up. And it's a lot. But the great thing about those videos is I was able to take everything out of my craft room, all of those type things, and organize them per like season. And I was able to like condense containers down. I threw out some stuff, not threw out, but I took it out of my whip and kit part because I didn't want to do them anymore, or I had found something similar, or it's not something that I'm immediately going to do. So I was able to take that out. So I was able to organize, and that was a great project for me to do. You know, when I was supposed to be wrapping Christmas presents. Yeah, that's what I did. My husband was like, did you wrap? And I was like, no, but I cleaned my craft room. And he was like, okay, crazy person. So anyhow, we have been busy, just like I'm sure everybody else has been. My middle son is now a permitted driver. So in North Carolina, there are graduated licenses, and you start at 15 with a permit. You take your signs, your written test, and I think an eye test. And they give you a permit for a year, and you have to log 60 hours of driving. I think 10 of those have to be night hours. And so you have to drive with another driver. And then at 16, after you've done that for a year and done all your hours, you go back and you take all of the tests again, but you also do your road test. And it's and then at 16, you are what's considered under 9, so you have to be off the road by 9 o'clock for the first 6 months. And unless you have a compelling reason, like maybe work or a school game, I think that's a gray area. I think you're not supposed to be, but my older son definitely did that because he was on a sports team and his games did not finish sometimes until 9:15, 9:20, and then he would drive home. He never got stopped. I don't think that was legal. I don't know. He didn't get caught. Okay. But you're supposed to drive, be off the road, so you get your after 9s after 6 months. And it's just a way to kind of give you a graduated license and try to make the beginner drivers safer. So my middle son has been driving for a long time. We have a construction company. He can pretty much run anything and everything that we have. And he drives a truck on site. So he has been very familiar with driving. That boy can drive a tractor trailer better than a lot of grown men. So, but it's still, you still got to drive with him, and you got to teach him, he's been off site. So you have to teach him the ways of the road now, or, pay attention, or, this crazy person is stopping in front of you, those kind of things. So that has been, different. He's wants to drive every time we get in the car, which is good. We live out in the country, so for us, he actually can get a lot of driving time, because for us to go to our office takes about 40 minutes to get there. So you do that twice a day, going to the office and home, and you've in no time have got your 60 hours. So it does not take us long to get driving time. So yeah, we had a good Christmas. I hope you had a good Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, if you just had some time off, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you got some stitching time, or maybe you're going to get some stitching time between Christmas and New Year's. I actually love the time between Christmas and New Year. You can see my Christmas tree is still up. It will be up until probably New Year's Day. I would love to leave it up till Epiphany, but I will be honest with you, I don't leave it up till Epiphany because it's nice to take it down, and New Year's Day is a day that I have off, so it's just more convenient for me to clean it up, get it picked up. And it was always, get it cleaned up, picked up, get things organized, so when the kids went back to school, I was, ready to go. So that is always just when I've taken it down. But I enjoy it more like now because I don't have the pressure of Christmas or cooking or, you know, all of those things that come with Christmas stuff. It's just time to enjoy the tree. And I really, really like this time. So I hope that you guys are enjoying your time right now. Even if you don't celebrate Christmas, just maybe having a slower time of the year or getting some more stitching time or having some days off, that would be great too. I'm going to jump right in with some shout outs because I really want to mention some people. So my first one is Calm Creations, and she is in Australia, I believe. She is so sweet. Has the cutest accent. I love accents. So if you are from overseas, and I'm going to put anything overseas is anything not in the US, okay? Like, I just love their accent. I love several people's accents. But she does some fabulous work. So she doesn't have, I noticed she had like under 100 subscribers the last time I looked, last time I watched one of her videos. She is fantastic. So go and find Calm Creations and subscribe to her because she's fantastic. So give her a little bit of love because she is great. The second one is NicStitches. She is a new-ish floss tuber, but she has several floss tubes out. She's got the hang of this. She's good to go. I love seeing what she's stitching. She's hysterical. She is in the Raleigh area and I'm in the Charlotte area. I do have friends that live in the Raleigh area. So maybe it would be fun to meet up. Although I don't think they have an LNS in the Raleigh area. We have one in Fort Mill, which is 40-minute drive from my house. Not bad. I mean, it's like across town is what we consider that. So, but NicStitches, she is super funny. LovelyStitches. I have talked about her before. We exchanged some patterns and I will show a whip later on. So stay tuned for that. She has the sweetest accent. And I love hearing about the customs in her country, which are a little different. And I just think that's neat. So love that. Okay. CocohamasStitchery. She is in the Bahamas, I believe, has some fabulous memorabilia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I love that she is a speech pathologist and sometimes she will stumble on her words and I'm like, that's awesome. So love that. And then my last shout out is a shout out for Stitching with the Sisterlies, which I think a ton of you guys already watched them because they are fantastic. They gave me a shout out and it was so fun. I was dying because one of them was mentioning all the floss tubes they'd been watching and the other sister was like, did you do anything other than watch Flosstube? So it was very funny. Anyhow, thank you very much for the shout out. I watch them and find them hysterical. So I love them. They do some beautiful quilts. So my goal in the new year is to attempt a quilt. I am going to attempt a smaller project first. I'm going to attempt a project bag. I'm just learning to sew, so we'll see how it goes. And if it goes awful, I'm not going to share it here. No, I might, but if it goes awful, then it is what it is because it's a bag for me and that'll be okay. I have some FFOs, FOs, some homemade finishes, a little bit of haul. It's a lot of haul, I think. And some whips. So I'm going to get right in it and I'm going to show you some FFOs first. So I did my kids' ornaments for this year and I'm trying to get the flocking off. That tree has flocking on it. So the ornaments were actually on the tree and I took them off and wanted to show you. So the first one is my son's Jeep. So this was his ornament. He drives an orange Jeep. His is a 4-door Jeep, but the pattern is a 2-door Jeep. It's okay. I modified it a little bit. not much. Like I changed the color, I filled a little bit in between the two spots, and then I tinted the windows. Really simple, but I did a little bit of alterations. And I have said before in previous, this is, I think, Mindful Stitching on Etsy. And so cute, super cute. I think it's called Christmas Jeep or Jeep. I think it's Christmas Jeep. So it is super, super cute. The little pattern, so cute. I finished it into a pillow ornament with Vonna's tutorial. I also used the little year charms that Helen talks about. In one of her Flosstubes, she showed those, and I ordered them on Amazon. I also have 2020, and I think I have 2021 because I wanted to be prepared. So they all got a charm. They have their little name. That's just done with a scrap. Vonna does that as well. Vonna's sewing tutorial because she is awesome. So there you go. This is Michelle learning how to sew, and I'm very proud. I made a pillow. Yes. Okay, so the second ornament is for my middle son, and try to get the bow out of the way. It is from Prairie Schooler's Tree Farm. It is the little pattern that's on there. We have some friends of ours that own a tree farm and a tree lot in town, and he actually went to the mountains. He's done this a couple years now. He went to the mountains and worked up there at the tree farm, and so that's why he got the truck with the trees in it and the little barn. Prairie Schooler can do no wrong with their patterns in my eyes. Love them. I finished this one. It's a little bit smaller than the other one only because I messed up and was up at the top of my fabric a little bit more than I should have been. So it didn't leave me a lot of room up top. So I had to make it a little smaller. So if you could see the difference, they're quite a bit different, but I mean, this is still cute. He still likes it. He doesn't care. Once again, his name is on the back, and the year charm, and Vonna's primitive finishing. So once again, I used her tutorial. I used her tutorial on all of this. This is Picture This Plus Murky, which is my favorite fabric, one of my favorite fabrics. You'll see that a lot from Picture This Plus. And of course I love Prairie Schooler. Like, I just adore this. So cute. I do not have the original pattern right here. I still have it, but I don't have it right here at the table with me. It is Tree Farm. So it's one of the smaller parts of it. It's a big pattern. I've done the big pattern, and then I did one of the smaller pieces. So he really liked that. That was special to him. And then the final one that I did is actually from a Dimensions kit, and it was Jingle Bells and the little dog. That is for my youngest. He is one of our Cavaliers, is like his sidekick, like literally. He walks in the house and he is ballistic because Jesse is home, and then he follows Jesse back to his room and he is thrilled. So that is the one. I did some color changes on there. I just used what I had. I think the color changes is mainly in this background area. So nothing huge, but I didn't have the other color and we just went with another color. So once again, this is Murky, and I used Vonna's tutorial, the primitive. Sorry, there's some flocking on there, and there's his name with his year charm. So those were the ornaments. They've been on my tree, but I had finished them, wanted to show you. I also have my first Prairie Schooler that I finished into an ornament. So that is the 2019, which you've seen it finished before. I did not do Peace on Earth. I left that out, and I put the year right there. And there's the finish. There's flocking on him. Sorry. Okay, we'll just ignore that. There's flocking. little simple bow, and flocking on the back. And there's my initials and the year charm. So this was super fun. One thing I've learned is some people play Russian roulette with the edges of their fabric. I don't like to do that. I probably waste more fabric than I should, but I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it makes me very anxious to get close. This one made me very anxious to finish because literally where this top meets was my top margin. So that was my spacing that I had to work with. I didn't have much spacing. I mean, there was a little bit because there's a 1/4 inch of a seam in there, but I didn't have much spacing to make it even. So I do not find the center of my fabric on little ones. I just don't do that. I normally start in the upper corner and just work my way down. And I normally get a big enough piece, and I did, except when I put it in the hoop, I kind of started way up top instead of like moving it down some. Anyhow, that's why it got close. So what I figured out is when I want to finish these, I need to make sure I have enough room to make the pillow the size I want it to be. This was a good size. I had left enough room. I got it. I was very happy with this. I do wish I just had left more room up top on this one so I could have done a little bit bigger. Although I think this size fits this one well. I would rather have more fabric than less fabric, if that makes sense. So for me, I don't like to play. I like to have a lot of room around, and that way I also can finish it any way I want to. So if I want to finish it into an ornament, if I want to finish it into a flat fold, which I'm not good at, that's my goal in the new year, is to get better at flat folds too. It's mainly the corners that I'm not good at. So if you have a good tutorial that shows you how to do those corners really well, leave me a comment. I did find one tutorial where you cut out a piece of the corner, and she got hers to lay really flat, and I think I'm going to try that. So, okay, I do have another Mill Hill ornament, but I could not find it on the tree. It's buried somewhere, but I did this one back during the summer. I finished that one, and I did use perforated paper, so it's got felt on the back of it. What I have found is I don't like the perforated paper. I think it's great for an ornament. What I don't like is I don't like cutting these edges. Yes, it looks good. It makes my anxiety just not happy. Because when I look at it up close, I don't think that I get great sharp cuts, if that makes sense, on the perforated paper. I just don't think it looks as good. So I will not be doing any more of the Mill Hill kits on perforated paper. I tried it. I've done two. I did this little church, and then I did a tractor, which I thought I pulled off the tree, but I don't see it down here. So I guess I forgot to get it off the tree, and it didn't readily pop out at me. So I didn't pull it. I will show it another time before I pack them all up. But from now on, I will do these on regular fabric. I've used the perforated paper in the past, and I'm not really a fan, but I thought maybe for the ornaments I would be more of a fan. I think maybe I would be more of a fan if I would cut these into a square. That might be a solution for me, to still use the perforated paper but not cut the shape out. I just don't think I like it like that. I think I prefer it like as a square and then kind of finish it a little bit more. So that's what I'll be doing in the future, or do it on fabric, because I have a lot of Mill Hill kits. There is beading on here. This pattern, I did all called for beading. Not hard. Don't be scared to do beading. Very easy if you've never done it. Very cute. So let me show you some other ornaments that I've done on our tree, which is not really cross stitch, but they are homemade. Kind of gathering them. I'm missing one that I know I put over here. Oh, there it is. It's hiding underneath a whip. Okay, so a couple years ago, I did these felt trees. They're embroidered. just the little cute felt trees on the bottom, some buttons. They're cute. I did some for my son's school and did the school initials on it in the school colors for their Christmas tree. So I did some other ones. They're just cute little ornaments, little handmade ornaments. Those were a die from papertreyink, which is not actually called papertreyink anymore. It's called a different color or different company name now. It's the same company. I don't know if they still sell everything that they used to, but they sell what I call felt dies. So this was a die, and if you see, like, these were stitched lines that were punched into the felt. And then these were a template that you put over it, and so you just literally punch it, like run it through a die cutting machine. It punches it all out, and then you sew them together. So there's a lot of felt dies. If you do felt dies, they will come up. benziedesigns carries felt dies, and they carry felt, and they're a good resource if you're interested in doing some homemade ornaments. They have some really cute ones. I'm trying to think who, I know My Favorite Things has some dies that will cut out cross stitch grids. A tag, they have a tag grid you can do, and you can make your own pattern on it, and they carry some patterns that you can cross stitch on there. This isn't cross stitch, this is embroidery, but they do, this is dies, so you could do that. So if you're interested in those, I will link that down there. You have to have a die cutting machine to cut them out, but a lot of us were paper crafters and we have those. So felt dies, I'm a little addicted to those as well. So this is an ornament that I made. It's out of a regular die. I just cut it out and then I sewed it myself and made it like a Starbucks cup. It is double-sided. So it's just a little felt ornament that I made. And so like this circle was a stitched die. This is a button stitched die, so the little holes are cut. This is not, I think this was just a regular die and I actually just sewed it. I just stitched it around the edges. So you can take, if you have crafting dies and you have felt, you can make some cute homemade ornaments, and they're relatively inexpensive once you get the dies. And you could mass produce these and make them for, you know, this would be a cute gift tag. This would be, you know, a couple of these made would be really cute gift for in-laws. And the felt is relatively inexpensive. Tailored Expressions also carries some dies, I feel like, some crafting dies like that. And they carry felt. benziedesigns, I said them before. I know there's another one that I can't think of right now that has the felt dies. papertreyink used to have a lot, and I don't know if they still have as many because they've gone through some changes. But they had some fantastic dies. So if you could get a hold of any of those are great. And they put those sewing holes in there. So it's really, really easy, really fun. A little different, this is, don't quote me on this, MMM Crafts. And she is on Etsy, and she sells the pattern of 12 Days of Christmas. And like, this is the partridge, no, this is the dove, I think. And she like literally tells you how to do the embroidery. You could choose whatever color palette you want. You can follow her on Etsy. I think the hashtag that she uses is 12 Days of Christmas. 12 Days of Christmas Ornaments, I think. But anyhow, she sells the patterns that you can use. She explains how to do them. They are relatively easy. Here is the partridge that I have on my tree. So partridge in a pear. There is a pear somewhere on the tree, but I couldn't find it. So super cute. I have not done all of them. The Maids of Milking are so cute. This is another one from her. It's actually a, it was like a two-part of something else, and I just did the heart part right now. It's got flocking on it, so sorry. but that's also her pattern, and she shows you how to do the embroidery. It's a pattern, you just literally follow it. So if you're interested in those, I will put it down in the comments. Once again, once the video uploads, it takes me a little bit to put the comments in. I had trouble on my whip and kit parade. For some reason, I could not get comments to enter in those. I will keep trying, but I'm having issues on those. So hopefully this video will be better. Okay, so I've showed this one before. It is a rubber stamp that I stamped on cross stitch fabric, and I embroidered it. And I literally just followed the lines of the rubber stamp. I stamped it in black ink and went over it with black thread and made that into an ornament, and just simple felt backing. So that was kind of an experiment to see if I could use some of those rubber stamps that I have in my cross stitch, and you can. So look around, there's some great stuff that you can use. Okay, I did not bring this pattern in here with me, but if you look on my Instagram, which is Made by Michelle McGraw, the pattern is on there and you can definitely see it. I did not change anything, so it literally looks like this. I have a fully finished, but it's a new start and finish. Miss Mandrake. So no, that is not a shadow. That is, and I know it's really hard to see because the light's going through the fabric. That is the fabric. I want to say I either got this from Fabric Flair or Stitchery X, Stitchery. I'll link it down below. It's one of those two, and I want to say that it's the Stitchery X one, but I'm going to look and try to see if I can see exactly. But both of those have fabulous fabric. And this is Miss Mandrake by Barbara Anna Designs. She is fantastic. So this was a really, really fun stitch. So she is part witch, part plant. It was just fun. I loved the colors. I loved stitching everything. It is fun. I could not put it down. And as you see, I started it and I finished it. I have not fully finished this. I don't know how yet. And I am going to probably frame her because I love her so much. I do think she's a Halloween pattern, technically, but I don't know. I just love her, so she is fantastic. All right, before I go into whips, I'm going to go into my haul, and then I'm going to go into my whips. Yes. So, one of the things that I got, and I think this was Bluegrass Stitcher, or no, Stitching in the Bluegrass, that recommended this book. So it's all about samplers work, and I bought a used copy, although you would not know that this is a used copy, and it just came today. So I am going to enjoy sitting down and looking at this and reading all about it, and thank you for the recommendation. So I'm excited about this one. I ordered that off of Amazon. I have plaid tidings. So I'm going to go in close so you can see the plaid houses. And they are fantastic. I love these. These are fantastic. So this is plaid tidings from Little Stitch Girl. Super cute. I'm actually going to kit this one up because I really, really like this. I have something about houses that I just really like. I don't know why. This is in my kits that I'm going to actually be kitting up, and it's all it's from Etsy. Let me take it out of the film so you can see. Let me see if I can find a name. Naked Stitch Patterns on Etsy. And this is all little places on Star Wars. And they look like they're a pretty quick stitch. I would love to make this for my cross stitch boards. So I think I've shown this before, but I'm actually going to kit it up now. So let me see if I can see how big these are. No, it doesn't give me the full. I don't know. They don't look that big. I don't think they're going to take that long. They're pretty simple. I'm going to kit them up, put them in my whip pile, and, you know, because I don't have enough kitted already. Okay, Reason for the Season from Twin Peak Primitives. I love that. So I'm definitely going to kit this up. I don't know when I'm going to start it, but I'm going to kit it up. And it's not huge. It's 167 by 167. So it's bigger. Like, I don't know that it'll be a great ornament size, but I think this is really cute. So, okay. I have long dog samplers, and it is Dilemma. And if you haven't seen it, she gives you, I say she, whoever it is, gives you 16 patterns to put in 9 spaces. That's the dilemma. You have to figure out which ones you love the most to put in. And I'm trying to decide how I'm going to kit this, because I think I want to do the frame of this all in variegated floss, and then do the individual things that I pick in a solid floss. But I haven't quite figured out which ones I'm going to do. I think I have my variegated picked out. I don't know if I have my solid picked out. And I think the key for me right now is I need to pick out my fabric, because that's going to determine. So I did get some fabric. I picked up some fabric from 123 Stitch. So I'm going to go through this quickly because this might be boring. I don't know. I've got some, this is all Lugana. So I am an Aida stitcher. I love Aida. 99% of the time you will see me stitch on Aida. I have stitched on other things before. I have one in my whip that I started, and I wanted to get some more Lugana because I did find that I like it. Not for everything, and I definitely am not going to totally give up my Aida because I love Aida. I love Picture This Plus Aida. I should specify this. I love really soft Aida. Although, this is a stiff Aida for Miss Mandrake, and I love this. So, I didn't have any problems working on it. It's stiffer. It's not super, super stiff, but it's stiffer. Picture This Plus Aida is like super, super soft. So, I guess I just love Aida, but I wanted to get some other ones to give me some options. So I got Stormy Night. I think that's showing up. It's a gray. I got Stormy Clouds. Apparently I had a storm going on. That is beautiful. I love the gray with the cream, and it's showing up true there. Mushroom Lugana, which is, I think everybody's seen that color before. I've actually used this, so I wanted to get another piece because I had a small piece and I wanted to get some more. This is Twilight Mist. This is Jobelin. So I've not stitched on this yet, but I'm going to try it. Small pieces. Stormy Gray, Jobelin. Once again, apparently I have a storm going on over here. I don't know. Did I just search storm? I don't know. This is Water Lily Jobelin. And it's just a cream. There's not a flaw there. There's something on there. So, this is Jobelin Denim Blue. This is Vintage Country Mocha. And that's it. So that was all my fabric. I got all the single ladies from Vintage Needle Arts. That is cute. Love, love, love that. This is a good summer stitch for me. Sorry, there's a glare. Super cute. Okay, this is a name that I cannot pronounce, but I think it's a couple from Noel. Noel couple maybe, I don't know, but it's cute. Let me back up so you can see the name. Really cute. So I liked them. And it's not that bad. It's not that big. It's 112 by 77. So that's really relatively easy. Okay, so I got this kit, and I'm not a huge kit fan, so I will probably switch this thread out unless I can verify that it is DMC. This is DesignWorks. I'm trying to see the name, Mother Nature. So I think that's beautiful. I don't know when I'm going to start this because I actually have a couple of, I'll say maidens that I want to do. So she's just going to go in the list, but I do like the woodsy feel more than the frilly feel, if that makes sense. So I like this one, and I have another one that I have started. So I will show you a new start. I got Silent Night, Holy Night from Bobby G Designs. Very simple. It uses 2 colors, and it is, let me see here, 59 by 86 high. So that actually could be a really cute ornament. I really do like that. And that's not, there is not much stitching on that at all. So, I mean, it's not hard stitching. It's a silhouette. So I like that. Okay, so this is another DesignWorks kit, and I actually did my Christmas board is this DesignWorks company, which is the name I could not remember before. And if I'm not mistaken, they always come in kits, which is why I couldn't find it and I had such a hard time. They do come in kits. They come with floss. They come with fabric. I always sub it out normally. And this one is sewing stuff. And I thought it was really cute. It's always like alphabet. Well, not all their designs are, because obviously that other one isn't. But it's like, this is like the alphabet series where they have like a word for the alphabet. And it's all sewing terminology. Like, I just loved that. So I thought that would be really cute for a craft room. Okay, I got some needle minders. So for all of my Star Wars fans, this is Mind My Needle on Etsy. And are they not so cute? Love them. Okay, my last pattern that I got, and this is actually going to get kitted up and actually going to get started right away, probably tonight. This is a Sal that is going on with Jennifer from Stitching in the Bluegrass. And I'm going to kill this name, but it's Kayla Cola on Instagram. And they're doing a stitch along, and it's Farm Life Sal. And it's from Little House Needleworks. Is that not adorable? Look at the little cows. Look at all of that. And there's a quilt and a barn and crops, and it's fabulous. So when I saw Jennifer doing this, first of all, she introduced me to Kayla because I didn't know that she had a Flosstube. Sorry, my had an alert come up. I didn't know that she had a Flosstube. I'm actually going to binge watch her Flosstube in a little while. But I wanted to kit this up and sit down and start stitching and join them with the Farm Lifestyle. This is a great, if you are over stitching Christmas, this is a good one. So, Little House Needleworks, there you go. Farm Lifestyle, hashtag Farm Lifestyle, and go check out Jennifer in Stitching in the Bluegrass. Check out Kayla. I'm going to be checking out Kayla because I haven't watched her Flosstube yet, but she has been stitching this and rocking it. I do follow her on Instagram. So I've been following her on Instagram, but I want to check out her Flosstube. So, and I already have it kitted up. I just need to get my fabric. So, going to pick out my fabric after I get done with this video and get going. Okay, that brings me to my next hashtag. So, Erica D House on Instagram, and yes, I think she's Erica D House on Instagram. She is Erica D House on YouTube. So if you don't follow her, go follow her. She does floss tubes. We have both been talking about how we want to do more ornaments for the new year. She did some ornaments. I did ornaments. This was the first time for me doing Vonna's tutorial. I think it was the first time for her doing Vonna's tutorial. And now we're both hooked. And my goal in the new year is to do more Christmas ornaments. So I really like the idea of doing my boys a Christmas ornament every single year. Something that reflects their personality, whatever that is, whatever they're into, or, you know, just something that kind of fits them, so to speak. I already have my middle son's picked out. He's a huge Yoda fan, and I have a new pattern from Good Morning Maui that is Baby Yoda. Yes, he's getting Baby Yoda. I'm going to stitch that for him. I don't know what I'm going to do the rest of the boys, but I have a whole year to figure that out. So this is the great thing. So if you want to join us in stitching ornaments, and when I say ornaments, it can be any type of ornament. It can be Christmas, it can be Halloween, it can be Easter if that's what your jam. Whatever kind of ornament you want to do, an ornament, and use hashtag OrnamentSal2020. So hashtag OrnamentSal2020 and show your progress. Show what you do. How many ornaments do you get done? What's your goal? Whatever you want to do, we're going to be here to cheer people on. Our goal is to do more ornaments. I'm hoping to do one Christmas, one Halloween, one Christmas, one Halloween, so I can get both of those done. And I want to do a Halloween tree because Java Girl Stitches Halloween tree has totally inspired me, and it was beautiful. And I want to do that, which reminds me, I have these sitting right here. One of the girls that works for us, she is so super sweet and super talented. She did some ornaments for me for my Halloween tree, because she knows I love Disney. How cute is that? She did it with her Cricut, and it's all blinged out. And she did another one, and I love it. Love it. So those are going on my Halloween tree next year. It's happening. It is happening. So with this hashtag, I hope that if you want to do an ornament, please use the hashtag. We will be following along. We will be encouraging. We will be showing our progress. And with that said, I've cheated a little bit because it's not 2020, but I have gotten a start on my Prairie Schooler 2000. This is 2016. Obviously, I will put the date of the year I completed on. And there is my start. So I've started this, and I just had like the top part, like literally like some of his antlers and his hat done. So I was stitching over Christmas, and I worked on it a little bit. And even though the Prairie Schoolers, I love Prairie Schoolers, there is a lot of stitching on there. I mean, that doesn't look like a lot of stitching, but his beard has a lot of stitches. So it's a lot of stitching, but they're doable. I mean, they're not huge, but they're just dense, I think. This is 75 by 57, so it's not huge. And I definitely finished one for this year. My goal is to do more of the Santas, and this was my next one that I had picked out. I've started it. I've already hashtagged it, OrnamentSal2020. Follow the hashtag. Show me your ornaments. Give me more ideas of which ones I want to do, because you know that's what I do. I see things and I'm like, oh, shiny new things. That's me. That's what happens. Okay, so I'm going to show you some of my whips because I'm getting at 45 minutes, and hopefully you're stitching with me. By the way, I love all of those comments of people that said, I stitched with you today. That is so fantastic, by the way. So I just love that. I think it's such a great community, and it literally made my day to read those. Like, thanks for the video, and I stitched with you today, and it's so sweet. I'm going to take this out of the frame for just a minute because my stitching is over the middle of the hoop, and I got a loose needle. So this is Mice in the Sewing Room from Brendan Gervais. There you go. I have changed mine up a little bit. For one, I did mine on Aida, which if you do yours on Aida, if you have not stitched this yet and you're thinking about it, the needle is 1/1. Well, you can't do that on Aida. So everything else is stitched 2/2. So I backstitched the needle. Although one of my friends had a great idea to put a real needle and sew on there, which I think is a great idea. I'm still debating about it because I love the idea so much. But as of right now, I kind of left it. I did not use white thread on the spool, mainly because I think on the pattern, the words blend too much. And to me, this color, this is really hard, floppy. This color blends too much with my fabric. So that's why I did it in a blue variegated. So a little something different. I was gonna do the mice differently. I was gonna do them different clothes, but I ended up doing this different. So I just left it like it is. I have literally the yardstick at the bottom to do and filling in her apron, and that's it. I did change their shoes to be a little darker, their eyes to be a little darker, because I just thought the other blended too much on my fabric. So I changed that. So really just changed it due to fabric choices. So just a caution, if you do stitch that on Aida, you're gonna have to either backstitch that needle, or you're going to have to leave it off or put a real needle on there. Okay, I did not work on that, so I'm not gonna show that. Okay, I have kitted up. It's a project I wanna do. Now, I'm gonna preface this with, I saw this on Instagram done, and I went and hunted it, and I could not find the Etsy pattern that it came from. I did find a plastic canvas pattern on Pinterest that was for free. It is not a cross stitch pattern, and I'm going to have to convert it because it's plastic canvas and it's literally just dashes, but I think I can do it for a cross stitch, and I'm gonna flash it. Even though it's free, if you want it, go out there and find it, because I don't really know where this came from. And I don't know if this is a copy of a pattern, honestly. Like I said, this is for plastic canvas. It's called the Grinch. Okay, that's it. If you want to see it, go out there. If you find the other cross stitch pattern, let me know, because I'm not opposed to buying it if I could find the cross stitch pattern. The one that I hunted for was no longer available, so I don't know if they pulled it down. I really don't know what happened, but that was the only one that I could find was plastic canvas. And so, like I said, I'm gonna have to adjust it a little bit, but I think I can make it work. I don't know if it's supposed to be free though, so that's kind of, like I said, I searched for a paid pattern and I couldn't find one. This is my fabric I'm going to use. It's Picture This Plus Hermosa. Very pretty blue. And I am actually going to use Aurifil fabric, or Aurifil string. So I already have my colors picked out. It's in plastic because I haven't taken them out. Red, gray, a white, and then the Grinchy hand in green. So I have those. I have that kitted up. I actually can't wait to start that. Although I might change my fabric count, because this is 14 count, and I might change it so it's a little smaller. But I don't know if I have another piece that's this color. So that's, I'm gonna have to decide if I really, really wanna do that color or not. Or do I wanna do it a little smaller? We'll see. Okay, this is, and I do not have this in color. So this is Holy Night by Barbara Ann Designs. I printed it off from Primitive Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And it is super cute. I changed mine though. I think the original is beautiful. I wanted to use the, let me think about it, a toile. I said it first time. Yay! I wanted to use a toile, and I don't think you're going to be able to see the sparkle, but it is all a toile threads, and that's my progress. And I am using Mushroom Lagana to do this. I think it is 28 count. So it is a little stitch. It's going to go fast. that is another ornament that I'm working on. So I will get that done. Okay, this is the pattern that my friend at LovelyStitches sent me. And it's De Quaker, which is beautiful. It is sold in the Netherlands, not online or anything. I loved it. I made a comment about like, I love the pattern. Does anybody know where to find this pattern? And it is only available there. And so she so nicely said, I'm done stitching it. I will send you my copy. And she did. And I'm thrilled. And I have started stitching. And because it is a special pattern for me from overseas, I am stitching it first time ever in silks. So I'm not sure I can show the color there. You can see the color variations. They are fallish colors with a purple, green, and burnt orange all in it. These are from Gloriana, and this is Thistle Patch. And here is my start. So I am loving this, loving it. It's not going to be too big. I am doing this on Picture This Plus Tyco, which is one of my favorites. I really wanted the silk to show, the colors to show on there. And they show up nicely when you get, like up here, it just looks solid. But when you get up close, you can see the variegation in the threads, and it's beautiful. It's a little more vibrant in person. I'm losing light now. It's a little more vibrant. I'm going to do the words that's in the pattern in a solid silk. And I haven't decided if I'm going to use this silk that was in a stitch box that I got one time, or if I'm going to use this silk, which I got in a stitch box as well. So I haven't decided yet, but I thought that that would be a fun twist on it. And I've never stitched in silk, and I'm enjoying it. I don't know how many silks I'm going to do, but this is kind of like a special pattern, and I really wanted to have fun with it. So I went to my L&S and I got some silk, and it's been fun. So I really have enjoyed that. Quaker, my sincere, that might be all that I have worked on. I worked on one other one, which was the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Autumn Sampler. I worked on the second block, but it's actually in my to-go bag, which is in my car. So I didn't bring that in. Okay, so I think that's all that I have in here, because I showed all of my whips that I've been working on, with the exception of the one. And yeah, so I got some stitching done, but my goal is to start Farm Life. That I will be oh no, I do have another start. Hold on. Un momento, por favor. That's really bad, isn't it? Yes. Okay. I don't think I showed you this. So this is Native American Maiden by Joan Elliott Designs. And I really like this. So I found this pattern when I was searching memorabilia. And while it's not the same, and I don't want to classify this as a memorabilia, because obviously memorabilia is a company of their own, this is kind of along that line. She does a lot of designs similar, and it has a little bit of beading. This was right up my alley because it's more woodsy and whimsical, which is why I want to start the Cathedral Wood Goddess, because that kind of goes more my style. Although my theory goes out the window because I want to do the Baker's Wife memorabilia, and that is foo-foo all the way. So I don't know how to justify that I really like that one. I don't know. But if I haven't showed her, here is my start. She is beautiful. Beautiful. And so I did start in the middle. She's not going to be huge, but she's going to be good size. And I mean, every time I stitch on her, she just pops and comes to life, and I love it. Like I said, this is something totally different than what I'm used to. I don't normally stitch, like, I don't stitch long dog samplers. I want to stitch one. I want to try it. I want to stitch one. I've never done a memorabilia. I want to stitch one. So I just like trying new things. And I think that's one of the best things about this, that even within cross stitch, I can still keep finding new stuff to do and new stuff to try. And, so I'm open to that. So that's totally fun for me. So I did have another one there. I don't think I worked on anything else. No, I don't think I worked on this one. Let me just double check, because I did play with this bag. No, I didn't. This is my Harry Potter one, and I didn't work on that one. I need to switch that one into a Harry Potter bag. That's what I need to do. But anyhow, so that is Flosstube number 15. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe and like the video. Go and check out the other people that I shouted out. I always want to share the hobby and grow the hobby, and we get more designers and more patterns and more fancy floss and more of everything when we grow the hobby. So go check out those ladies. Like them, share them, follow them on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram. Chat. I love Stitchy Friends. So I love chit-chatting with everybody, and that is always, I try to always post at night, and I kind of go through and read everything at night, and it's just an enjoyable thing for me to do, is to reach out and connect with everybody. And even if it's just, hey, this looks great, or great stitching, even if it's just a little comment that I can give to somebody or somebody gives to me, it just means so much. It's just encouraging. It's wonderful. So if you haven't subscribed, just hit the subscribe button. And that is Flosstube number 15. So sorry, I have rambled. I still have Christmas brain. I have to get up at 5:15 in the morning and go open the office. I'm not looking forward to it. But my great thing is, once I get my work done, like that takes me in the morning time, I'm still running the scales house all day long, but in between trucks, I stitch. So I should get some stitching time done tomorrow. So that's kind of fun, because, you know, you get a little time to stitch during the day. So that's kind of fun. So that is Flosstube number 15. Have a wonderful new year, and hopefully I will pop back on here very shortly and have another video. Bye.